Usual. I wish I could cut that out, but I can't. Okay. So we are there. So hello, 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 everybody. Look, 701 again. I'm doing well. I'm telling you, Brandie, sometimes it gets crazy. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about credit scores and financial planning and budgets. Please excuse my voice. I have the crud that's flying through Chattanooga. We have ragweed and mold spores that are more than they normally are. So it's affecting my voice. But I could not counsel. I really want this to happen because I think it's so important. So at this point, I'm going to introduce you to Brandie King, and she's going to tell you what Brandie King is about. So, hey, Brandie,
Hey, how are you?
doing well. So, yeah, so tell us about you.
Okay, so I'm Brandie King. I work for Operation Hope, which is a nonprofit organization. I'm in the Chattanooga area. What our purpose is we're here to help the community. So we're here to help the community increase their credit scores, increase their savings, and decrease their debt. And the first question everybody asks me, well, how much does it cost?
That's a good, it starts there. Like, can I afford you?
Exactly. They want to hear how much does it cost first. It is absolutely free. So that's why we want everyone that needs to take advantage of this free opportunity. It is absolutely free.
Yeah, yeah. So I heard you do a presentation a couple of weeks ago, and I said, "Oh, I have to get her on because I don't think enough people know about Operation Hope." And can you tell how this Operation Hope started?
Yeah, so John Hope Bryant, he started Operation Hope. It was originally based in California.
Hmm.
And so it came out of the riots.
Oh,
So
okay.
he wanted to make an organization that counteracted how did things get to this point.
Mm,
So
mm.
what he found out is people that when you don't have hope or when you don't think you can come out of a situation, then that's kind of how you base your everyday decisions.
Mm.
So if we can teach financial literacy, that yes, you may be at this place today, but that is not a place that you have to stay.
Yes, yes, that's so true. I've heard him speak. He is awesome. And
Yeah.
those of you who've not met him, his name is John Hope Bryant, and he has several books. He's doing like global things with helping people to understand financial literacy that we didn't get at home
Yeah.
growing up. And so, but he is like a highly successful young man, and he's making inroads to poverty.
Yes. And so that's what I liked about this organization is a lot of times we're not taught about financial literacy
Mm,
until we go to apply for something and we get denied.
mm.
And so we're kind of like backtracking.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, and then when we're backtracking, we don't know where to go. We
Mm.
don't know who is a legitimate service or who's just taking money. And unfortunately, there are a lot of scams that I have customers who've been paying $60 to $150 a month, and their credit score never moved.
Wow.
So, it's hard to find something legitimate that you have especially when you're seeking information. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why I'm so happy to be a part of this organization because we do have, like you said, the classes where we
Absolutely.
teach credit and money management. Uh,
Yes.
Go over the principles. So it's not like you're just coming in and I'm going to tell you do this, this, and this, and this because I want you to know why.
That's good stuff.
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
want you to know why because if you know why, then you can teach your family how to build it correctly.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's good stuff. And because the thing about it is, people say, well, I'm on a low income. I don't want whatever money you make can be
Mhm.
managed. So it's
Correct.
not about having a lot of money.
No,
It's
it's
not,
not.
no, it's about thinking, understanding how money works, and then putting those safeguards in place so you can have goals and have aspirations, even at whatever level you're on.
Mhm. That's
Right.
completely right. And people, and that is one of the things people are, well, I don't want to come to you right now for the money because I don't make that much. Well, I have clients that make 15, $20,000 a year, and then I have some that make 125. If you can't manage 25 correctly, then you're not going to manage 50 and 75 correctly. So yes, it is not about how much you have coming in. It's just about how you manage it.
Mm.
And that's what we're here, because like I said, a lot of times we're not taught to manage. A lot of times what we're told is you get a job and you work hard. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, I have a lot of hardworking clients that their money is just slipping through their hands.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I like to, we work hard for our money. I
Right.
have clients that have 2 and 3 jobs. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, I want to be a part of helping you have that money work for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's the thing is understanding money because it is not hard, but it's some common sense things that we could put in place. You know, so one of my coaches is Patrice Washington, right? And what she talks Patrice Cunningham Washington, and they call her the money maven, but she talks about like budgeting. She is all right with budgeting, but she's not. She's teaching people how to monetize some things to have additional revenue, right? Because sometimes we say, well, budgeting means I have to cut all these things out, but the fact of the matter is you have to increase your income to match your outgoing, right?
Mhm.
So somebody that comes to you with that kind of philosophy of, okay, I don't want to come to you because you're going to put me on a budget and I'm going to have to cut everything I do, all the good things. So what are some common sense things about budgeting that you teach?
First of all, I tell people budget is not some diet. I don't know if you remember in the 90s. I remember my mom going on this diet where they had cabbage soup and all this kind of stuff for 2 weeks and wore those big garbage bag looking things and run. If you do that for 2 weeks, after that, you may lose a lot of weight, but after that, you're going to gain it right back because that's not a livable lifestyle.
Hmm.
I tell people a budget is a spending plan. You went out and worked hard. So now you're just telling your money where you want it to go. It's not that you have to cut every single area and you just have to go home and work. That's not what a budget is because that's not sustaining. You're not going
Hmm.
to be able to do that long term. A budget is simply telling your money where to go.
Absolutely, absolutely. Telling your money, still your money, telling you where it needs to be.
Exactly. Because a
It's
lot of us, we have things that we want to do,
yeah,
but
absolutely.
and we have goals and things that we want to do, but if you don't plan for them, they're not going to happen.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, like you said, we work hard for our money. I don't care
Mhm.
how much you make, you work for your money.
Exactly.
And so, for that reason alone, they should contact you. So, tell me about So, what is the customer plan? They get in touch with you how?
Okay, so they can either call me at 423-645-6563, or they can email me. And my email address is just my name, Brandie.king@operationhope.org.
Mm-hmm.
And they can just say, hey, I want to appointment with you. I will call them and we will set up an appointment. Now, I do advise them that the appointments are an hour long.
Okay. So, come
Um,
ready.
yes, so come ready. When you come to me at an appointment, we're going to do several things. I'm going to help you do your budget. I'm not going to just say create your budget and come back.
Mm. Mm.
I'm gonna
That's
help
good.
you
That's
create
good.
a spending plan so we can see, yes, there may be some things. I have clients that were spending six, seven, $800 on groceries. It's
Mm-hmm.
two of you all.
Mm-hmm.
So that means a lot of food is going in the garbage. What I mean? That means
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's been practical.
exactly. You're not being practical. So there may be some areas that just when you look at it, it's going to make common sense to cut back because it's not really benefiting. You're throwing away money. And then,
Mm.
like you said, we can look at where, okay, we need to see what your strengths and talents are so you can monetize off those. So if you are working at an institution, but you do hair or you do nails or you babysit or whatever, we need to get that at a practical income because that's your talent. That's what you've been blessed to be able to do. So we need
Absolutely.
to get you monetizing off of those.
Absolutely. And I love that philosophy. I love that we're not, the whole budgeting today is not what it was when I was into budgeting and when I was learning budgeting, people were teaching me. They were back then it was cut.
Oh yeah.
cut and cut everything.
And see, I'm not a big proponent of that. I tell people that is good for a short-term goal. Like if you
Hmm.
have something you want to do in 30 days or 60 days, then cutting every unnecessary thing out would work. But if it's over 30 to 60 days, it's not going to happen. You're going to do extremely well for a few weeks, and then you're going to treat yourself. And then after that treat, you're never going to come back. You're never going to come back to that budget. So I don't like, for somebody, I have clients that eat out every day because they do it for lunch and dinner. So if I tell you don't go out for 30, 60 days, that's unrealistic. When you're not used to cooking, you don't know how to cook or something like that,
you don't want to cook.
Yeah, or that's gonna be a huge setback for you. And then once you don't do well in the area, you're gonna stop. So I'm a proponent of cutting back a little bit, but not cutting off completely.
Yes.
Because I just don't see that it works.
Right. So it sounds like what you're doing is actually helping them get lean. You're helping people learn how to live lean, so that they are intentional in their spending.
Correct.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
And I just say that because I have so many people who work hard for their money, but then at the end of the month, they're having to go out and take loans. And when I look at it, you on paper don't need to go out and take a loan from one of these predatory lending places where they're going to gouge you with these taxes, or I mean with the interest, or they're just in bad situations. I have some older clients that have had 2 and 3 jobs their entire life, and once I get through their thing, they don't have enough to live on.
Have mercy.
You know what I mean? And they've worked hard their entire life. So that is my goal. So no one should work their entire life and have nothing to show for it.
Absolutely. And so let's talk about, you mentioned predatory lenders. So a lot of people don't understand what that is. So what does that look like when they're going to a predatory lender?
I tell people that even, you hear that if you don't have a great credit score, you're not going to be able to get a loan. That's a lie. You will be able to get a loan, but how much are you going to pay for it is the question. A lot of these places know that if your credit score is under 600, that the traditional banks and institutions are not going to lend to you. So they're going to do you a favor.
Yeah, the favor.
And like they're doing you a favor. But like Mama said, nothing's free. And this favor is going to cost you. So yes, you may get $500 or however much you needed at that time. And instead of paying maybe 6% or 7% or maybe even 8%, I had a client, when I looked at her paperwork, and this is not exaggerating, it was 376.99% interest.
Wow.
And I tell my clients, if you didn't have $500 in total to pay last month, you're not going to have 7 or 8 to pay this month. So that thing is going to roll over and it's going to balloon. For example, I had a client in March that took out $1,300 from one of these predatory lending places. The next month, she paid $500. So, in our mind, 13 minus 5, that's 8, plus, some taxes and fees. Well, since then, she's been paying the minimum payment, and she still owes them about $1,000. Wow. Because of that interest.
Absolutely. So this is talking about things like payday loans, like title loans.
Correct.
Those people who, then that's predatory lending. They find you at your lowest state, and then they offer you money to solve your problems, to do you the favor.
Yes.
But the favor is not really the favor, and how they're able to stay in business is on the interest that people are paying them. If they can get you in that cycle, because it becomes a cycle that you can find your way out of. If you didn't have the money in the beginning, then you won't have it in the end either. That's what they're hoping for, because that's how they're able to stay in business, because of the interest. Yeah.
I find most people, once they get over 500, once they borrow more than $500 from one of these places, they usually have to get 2 and 3, because then they're just robbing Peter to pay Paul. Okay, this is due, let me take this out. So they're just recycling the money.
That's hard.
And it's very hard unless they get I had one man who actually got a second job so that he could pay them off.
Oh, mercy. Yeah, and good for him for wanting to, but that's how you'll get out of it, is you have to pay them off.
Yes.
That's the bottom line is, and the thing about it is, I suggest people, I was talking about how, so I do startups, and a couple of weeks ago I did a session on here, the Mixer, talking about how to fund your business.
Mm-hmm.
And not once did I say predatory lending, because not once did I say go pawn something or go, go to these payday loans, because they're not even in the equation. Those
Mm-mm.
are predatory lending spaces that people don't come out good. It's not a good situation.
No.
It's really,
Oh,
and I'm not throwing shade for those who find themselves in a situation short term and can get themselves back out of that.
mhm,
Totally different what I'm talking about. I'm
mhm,
talking about those people who you don't get any more money and you go to them and you
mhm,
get in the cycle and
mhm,
you will never see your way out because it's set up that way.
mhm. And I completely and I agree is if you can use it short term, it will work for you. But most people don't have a budget. They don't have a spending plan, so they don't even know what they can handle
Mm,
for the month.
mm, yeah.
So they may say, "Oh, $700-800 doesn't sound like a lot," but you don't even. A lot of people that come to me don't have a spending plan.
Mm,
A lot of people come to me don't know how much is coming in and going out, so you don't really know how much you can handle.
right. Right.
So yes, if you can get it in a shorter period of time and just pay it off, that's good. But we're talking about you getting a large amount and letting it roll over for month because you think, okay, it's like a regular loan. If I pay my minimum payments, I'm eventually going to pay it off. No, you're just going to be paying their lights,
That's
water,
not how it's,
raises, and
yeah.
everything. They're
That's
going
not how that's set up.
to know it
Absolutely.
is absolutely right.
That is not how that's set up. So yeah, so a person coming to you say, okay, I'm in the cycle.
Mhm.
I've spent all my money and I want off the merry-go-round. So what does that look like in your helping me to get out of the cycle?
Okay. So first we're going to look at your spending plan so I can see exactly how much you have at bare minimum coming in and going out. Then a lot of people don't know sometimes you can call said predatory lending and say, okay, this and this has happened. I need you to cut off this line. And what that means is sometimes this is a revolving line. They'll let you, they'll have this open so you can borrow, pay a little back, borrow and pay a little back. What they will do, they will cut it off so that you can't borrow anymore. And some people like, and I tell people, don't be afraid to call them and ask. All they can say is no. A lot of these people have or companies have clauses where they can cut it off or where they can actually stop the interest.
Wow.
A lot of them have where they can actually stop the interest or they can reduce it while you're trying to pay it off.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell people, do not be afraid to call them and say, hey, look, I'm in a rough spot. I do want to give your money back.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to pay you.
Yeah.
However, I need some help. I need something done. They have different programs and things like that that they can put you on. They'll give you a plan A, B, or C. Because a lot of these companies don't even have the same payment per
Mm.
per pay check. It's fluctuates.
Mm-hmm.
So they can put you on the standard one. There's things
Okay.
that can be done if you call and ask. So
Right.
first, that's what you do. I say call and ask them what they have available.
Right. Right.
And sometimes I say if they hesitate and say, oh, there sometimes people say, well, I don't know. Well, get somebody on the phone that does. Let me
Yeah.
do
Because I
some
don't know means we don't want to fool with it. We don't want to fool with it. And
exactly.
I learned early in the game that I never accept a no from a person that can't give me the yes.
Yes.
So if you can't give me the yes, then you won't be giving me the no because I'll be speaking to the person over you who can give me the
Mhm.
yes. Absolutely.
So that's what we would do. We would call them and I won't send you home. We will sit there on three-way we're like on speakerphone with them where you're in my office and we'll call them and see what they have available so that we can actually get more of your payment to go to the principle of paying this down.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because at the time, most times you're just in a revolving door. And I know what that feels like when you're sleeping. I have used them. So I can I've been in that situation, but thank God I was able to pay my way out of it. But you have to look at it according to if you're losing sleep, if you feel like you are on a,
Mm-hmm.
you're just frustrated that people are calling, collectors are calling, everything financial is going crazy, and you have paid all the money you can afford to pay in your mind, and there's time to do something different. There's
Yes.
time to get relief. I know people be on TV and there you several commercials, stop worrying about your bills. I got it for you, and different things people say about it, and people go to that. But then just know that it costs money to get you in this situation, and it's going to be causing money of some sort of you readjusting your fundings to get you out.
Yes.
That's the reality of it.
And that is entirely true. There will be costs.
Yeah.
There will be costs, and I find that a lot of people, like you said, they are stressed out because they do want to pay their debts. They're not just out here taking out loans and not paying back. They do want to, and stress can wreak havoc on the body.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm a witness of that. Yes, it can. And that's the thing is you want to sleep at night, and it
Mhm.
feels good to have your bills paid. Like when I was back in the day, I lived in public housing for a while, and it did my heart good that by the 15th of the month, my rent was paid, my bills were paid, and I had the rest of the month to kind of, exhale.
Mhm.
That was very important to me at that time. But I can definitely understand people how we get ourselves in those situations. But that's why I wanted you to come on because I thought, oh wow, this is a great resource for people who feel like they have no way out of financial woes, that can't get sleep, that feels like I'm doing the best I can and it's not enough. Then it's time to allow somebody who is an expert to help you figure it out.
Because I just tell people you don't have to do this alone. Sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Mm,
So you've
okay,
done all you can. Come with me, and we will go on what I know,
right.
and I will be there to help you. Because you shouldn't, and you don't have to do this alone.
That's wonderful stuff. Because a lot of people, it's just, you hear, I can fix your credit. I can fix your credit. And they're willing to pay anything because they want to buy that car, that house, or they want to get something that they're ready, they feel like they're ready to take on. But then they have that old credit history back there that's killing them. And
Mhm.
so they get taken advantage of again because people will say, I can repair your credit for you. I can repair your credit. And they can do nothing that you can't do yourself.
Correct. And that's the thing. All I am doing for you, I can teach you to do for yourself. So
Mm,
like you were talking about the when you come to see me. So we're going to do your spending plan, and then I'm going to pull your credit. So
mm-hmm,
at that 1 hour sitting, we're going to do your spending plan. I'm going to pull your credit, and I'm not just going to show you your score. Most people just see their score. I'm going to show you the actual accounts on there and tell you why your score is what it is.
that's
Because
good
if we
stuff.
understand why it is what it is, we can see what we need to do to get it higher. So I'm going to go over it line by line with you, each account. And we're going to go by each account together. And once we do that, then we're going to see, okay, what do we need to do to improve it?
Absolutely. And that's very important because a lot of people, I remember back in the day, your mama used to put everything in your name. And so you come out the bat with some things in your name that you really didn't do.
We still see it. We still see it.
But yeah, so mama and them may have messed your credit up. And so you have to go back and fix whatever's out there that's
Mhm.
hindering you from living the type of life in your credit life that you want to have. Yeah. So yeah, so a person gets with you. So how long possibly can this process go on? Is it
Okay.
dependent on how much they owe, or tell us about that?
Okay, so and that's the second question. First question is how much does it cost and how long is it going to take me to get where I need to go? So I tell people it's individualized because if you need to pay some stuff off and we can get a settlement amount,
Hmm.
it just depends on how fast you can knock that stuff out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
that'll be determined. That's why we do the spending plan first, because that'll let me be able to gauge how long it's going to take.
So they know in the front. So it's not
Exactly.
like predator lending where it goes on forever.
Exactly. That's why we do the spending plan, because I don't want to tell you, hey, I need you to we need to call and make settlements for A, B, and C. And I see that you can't live months more. Well, we need to focus on this spending plan first before we deal with the credit. Okay, then let's say if you do have some disposable income so that we can make settlements with whoever or whatever companies, then we can make those settlements. And I say settlements because for collections I would never ever pay full price to remove a collection,
Mm,
because
mm,
they bought it for pennies on the dollar. So when I call, if you have a collection that's 200, when we're calling, I'm gonna say, hey, they have $100 right now to remove this. And so a
mm.
lot of times they may go up to like $20 or $30, but that's $70 to $80 less than if you just call and say, I have $200 right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's that we're gonna help you settle collections, which you can do on your own. But I'm gonna call and while you're there and give you basically the template of how you go about negotiating with them. If there's
Wow.
some stuff on there, because unfortunately, a lot of people don't check their credit once a year.
Mm,
So in this day and age, I'm seeing a lot of identity thefts,
mm.
and I'm seeing a lot of just where it's just mistakes. It's just mistake. When I say that, you've never had this company. And I had that with a client last week. She's never had them. But when we call them, they say, okay, this was a mistake. We'll have it removed in 30 days.
Mm. So
So
immediately, so that's taking this credit score up right there.
exactly. And we didn't have to pay or worry about anything. We just called them. So yes, sometimes there's errors on there. So we need to be checking just to see if there's errors first,
Wow.
to
That's
see if
good
there's
stuff.
errors or if there's identity theft. Please, 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 even if you don't want to buy anything, even if you're not concerned with it right now, at least check it to make sure no one else is on your report.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, because and thing that's what we. I was looking. So I have Credit Karma. So please talk about Credit Karma. But I have Credit Karma, and so I like that they tell me when I've been hacked, like
Mm-hmm.
when my information has been exposed, 36 times. Okay, like they like me. They like me everywhere.
Wow.
I know, right? But it's all in all in control. But even in that, I like that things like that. If for no other reason, that's why I like them. But it goes back to I don't remember which president made it into law where we can get free credit reports
Mm-hmm.
once a year from all three agents, all three of the major agencies. And a
Yes,
lot of people don't even know that.
yes.
Like they don't know what's on their report.
No, and that's what I find a lot. So you can go to annualcreditreport.com. And that's the legit website, annualcreditreport.com, and get your Experian, your Equifax, and your TransUnion report every year for free. What I recommend is don't get them all at one time, stagger them, maybe every 4 months, so that every 4 months you're getting a official report so that you
Mm,
can look on and make sure nothing else is going on. Because you want, if you do it once a year, you're not going to check an official report for the next 12 months.
mm, mm.
But yes, annualcreditreport.com.
Right.
Look at your report and make sure that it is correct. And I like Credit Karma
Mm,
because, like you said, if someone opens up an account, or if you even if you open up account, you're going to get a ding. Hey, account was open in your name. If something closes, you're going to get a ding. Hey, one of your reports closed.
hmm.
And a lot of times the report or the accounts is correct, but please, 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 dear ones, that score is not correct.
Yeah, that. And so I told my son that, and he was like, "What?"
Yes.
He's like, "What? You mean I don't have a 700?"
Yeah, the score is not correct. They use a Vantage scoring model. And I say they're not correct because most financial institutions use FICO. So we have a lot of people coming into the bank because they think they have a 700 and they have a 620. I've seen I've seen the Vantage score or the Credit Karma scoring. I've seen it a few points off, and I've seen it 60 to 80 points off.
Mm,
So, like you said, you do want to be checking your official report, but there's nothing wrong with Credit Karma because I like it. Like you said, it's going to ding you when anything hits or anything changes on your report. And you need
absolutely.
that. You need that update, and it's free.
And it's free. I mean, yeah, that's the part. That's the best part. So a lot of things. So if a person went to the annualcreditreport.com and got their report, and then they didn't understand it, or they saw something, or they have a problem or questions or whatever. So can they call you still and say, "Hey, I got my credit report, and can we walk through it to
Oh
see
yeah.
if it's right?"
Oh yeah, that is perfectly fine. If you've already have it and you just have questions, yes, we can make an appointment or just like say, "Hey, are you going to be in today?" Not and we can look over your report so you don't have to. We would love for you to come and do the whole shebang. Getting your budgeting together and me pulling it look for. But if you're taking that initiative and you just need some help along the way, call. Call or
That's
email.
good. Expert help and free
Yes,
expert help. I mean,
exactly.
how can that's the best price going. That is absolutely the best price going. So yeah, so how many, so in on average, so since you've started the program,
Mhm.
I think it's like a year old, maybe a year to 2 years old.
My location is 3.
3 years old.
Mhm.
Okay. So since you started the program, how many people do you think you've served already?
Um, I
Oh,
know, because there was a predecessor before me. I've been at this location for a year, and I
okay.
probably already touched 75 to 100 people.
Wow.
And when I say touch, that's not counting the seminars or the classes. That's
Hmm.
people that actually sat down and went through the process.
Wow.
Um,
That's good stuff though. That's
yeah,
good.
that's people that actually sit down, and we are a free program.
Hmm.
We, as far as the one-on-ones, and I forgot to mention that this is just not a one-on-one where you sit down and that's it.
Hmm.
We give you homework. Okay, these are the little things that you have to do, and then every 30 days we keep up with you by phone, or you can come into the office, say, hey, you did this. Okay, now do this.
Mm.
Did this, and you can stay in the program for up to 24 months.
Wow. That's good.
We
That's
give,
good.
and so I say 75 to 100 people because unfortunately some people fall off.
Right. Right. They're not ready.
So we exit them from the program. So I'm not even counting those people. So it's
Mm.
probably more like 200 to 300. But
Hmm.
I'm talking about the people that we've helped to get to 700. We've helped to actually
Ooh.
we've helped to get homes. We've helped to, they wanted to at least get out of their apartment and get a better apartment.
Mhm.
We or they wanted to get a car loan, but make sure that they had the lowest interest rate possible.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's good stuff, and that's the thing. So because you're working at the speed or at the reliability of these people, like
Mm-hmm.
if you show up, then you're getting help, and if you
Yeah.
decide it's not like you're being held hostage,
Oh yeah.
you go back to your credit score being like it was. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
go back to wherever it was in your predicament that you were. And so I think that's great. I am glad that people are using it. And I'm glad you're here because I have a lot of business owners that follow me. And the number one thing that I hear about is credit. When it comes to funding their businesses, they say, well, my credit score, Miss Linda, my credit score isn't where it needs to be. That's their way of telling me it's under 600.
Uh-huh.
And so, so, so I'm going to make certain that I'm doing referrals to you because I applaud you. Like I told you that day, I applaud you for what you do. I think it's a wonderful thing. We did a Facebook Live when I introduced you to my audience. You're getting so many loves and hearts, and people are loving on you right now because it's needed. Thank you all for the hearts and the likes. And so, business owners, if you have a score that's less than 600, or you don't have a score at all, you don't know what the score is. If you don't know
Hello,
what the score,
me.
hey Maria, if you don't know what the score is at all, then this is something you need to get into. You need to really email her at brandy.king at operationhope.org.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, right? And
Yes.
I'm gonna put I'm gonna put her email address, and I'm gonna put their organization, the link to it. I saw your Facebook page earlier today, so I'm gonna have that link as well
Okay.
in this. But I want to make certain, and I'm also gonna put that annual credit report .com. I'm gonna put that link here too. So those of you who are self doers, then you can go ahead and jump in there and get it done.
Mm-hmm.
But for those who need a little assistance, then now you have it. Absolutely. Maria said, know your score. And there is hope. Absolutely. Absolutely, Maria. Brandie is our hope here in Chattanooga. I hope in Washington. So John, Hope, Bryant, Maria may have, do you all have a Washington location?
Yes.
Oh, so see,
Yes.
so Maria, the ladies that you run into there, it's a similar program.
Yes. If you we're all over. So if you go to operationhope.org and click on your state, you will be able to see where and how many we have in your area.
Perfect, perfect. So that's because my audience is all across the country and all around the world, really. So that's good information. So go to operationhope.org
Mm-hmm.
and click on your state in
Yes.
order to find if there's a like program like this one
Mm-hmm.
in your area. And then if you are like myself who coach other people, then start referring them in. Start referring them in. So she's going to definitely be a resource for LSMB. We are everybody. We're sending them the minute they say they're having credit problems. We're sending them to. I got a few people I'm working with right now. I need to send you. So We want to make certain, because those are things that are within your control. And it is a hard day when you're living into financial woes, when you're having your financial woes and you feel like there's no way to
Mhm.
get help. You're not only giving them help, you're giving them hope. I love that. I love that. So is there anything else you want to tell us about what you have coming up, or any other ways that we can support you?
Yes, if you want to come to a class, and I have them all throughout the city, but every second Saturday at the First Tennessee Bank, near Hamilton Place,
Hmm.
we have our seminars there every second Saturday of every month.
Great, great. That's good information. Yeah. So every second Saturday
Mhm.
at the Hamilton Place location.
Yes,
Okay. And do they pre-register for that, or how do they sign up for that? How do they get into
yes.
that?
You can find all of my events scheduled at Eventbrite.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. So great, great. We love that. And Maria said thank you. She's going to check it out. So she's in the DMV just got lit. They just got information too. So yeah. So this is going to be good, because financial hardship are, they cause all kind of, like you said, stress and everything else,
Mhm.
which gets into your health. And so there is a way out. There is hope. And if you're listening to this on the replay, then please put hashtag replay. Please check out the information if you are having financial hardship. Brandie, I thank you for spending this time with me. If you'll hold on, I'm going to disconnect us from the live, but I do thank everyone that joined in. If you have questions for Brandie, let me hear and get those from you. If you have questions for Brandie that you want to ask her, then please go ahead and ask your questions now, while I'm trying to find my way to find the off button. But yeah, but if you have questions for Brandon, then please ask your questions now. I can see them and we'll share them, and get your questions answered. And if by chance you don't think of your questions until after we're done, then still post your question in this feed, and we'll come back and we will give you your responses. We'll make certain that if you put your question here, that we find it, and um, that we do give you your answers. So this is about educating people, and we want to make certain that that's what we're doing. Want to make certain that you're getting the help you need, the hope you need, so that you can live the life that's in your head. We want you to put that life in your real life. So thank you, everyone who has joined us on the live. I have This is the commercial period, so I have to thank. I'm shouting out Sonya. My restroom kit has came. Yay! So the restroom kit is, if you travel. I'm getting ready to go to Africa in a few weeks, and if you travel, this makes every bathroom like the one you have at home. It has everything you need in it. It has the hand wipes, the private part wipe, the seat covers, the tissue that you need, the whole kit. Each one of the individual boxes are filled with the information, with the stuff that you need to make every bathroom like your bathroom at home. And so I told her in my last feed that I was going out of the country, and I had ordered mine, but my order got stuck some kind of way. So I'm just confirming I do have mine. I'm ready to travel the world. But look them up at the restroomkit.com. That's where you can find out about the restroom kit. Good stuff, good stuff. And also, if you're building your business, then this is the BYOB getting started. The number one, you have questions that people always ask you. People always ask me, Linda, I have a business idea in my head. How do I get started? So this book is available on Amazon, amazon.com, and it's called Building Your Own Business 101, Getting Started 101. So you can find that by looking on Amazon with my name. And then finally, this is my book that got everything started in how I do business today, and how I got started even on this journey. This is my autobiography that's in the Library of Congress. You can ask for it by name. It's called The Well Ran Dry Memoirs of a Motherless Child, and it's in every library. Simply ask for it, tell them this is the book you want, and then give them my name, and the library will purchase it for you. So, and it's free. You can borrow it and give it back, or you can go to Amazon.com, put my name in, Linda Murray Bullard, and you can find both of these books there and order their ebooks or hardback like these. So yeah, so this has been great though. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, if you will stay on, we're going to tell them goodbye. Thank you all. This is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the business plug. And so this week, I have plugged you into Operation Hope. I hope you catch up with them. If you have questions, again, put them below. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.